Hi everybody, new video from Big Apple Pipes. This is the third and final part of the interview to Per Jensen. As I mentioned earlier, this time we will focus more on the HH line, which is a product line that it was actually invented and created by Per Jensen himself. And since I had, I launched this petition in Italy, and the product will finally come next year into the market. I just wanted to have a little chat to, have him tell more about those products, what we can expect, and what was his main purpose, the idea behind the creation. So I hope you will enjoy it. Just as usual, please let me know in the comment what is your thought and feedback. Bye. Enjoy the video.
Now let's move to the HH, which is also the reason why we got in touch, and we also were able to organize this very nice talk that we're having. So the first question, it was a bit selfish, let's say, but I know that when I decided to move forward with the petition, just after trying the old Dark Fired, which I loved. That actually gave me the first hint, because in my mind was pretty clear. I mean, we already have MacBaren tobaccos in Italy, and actually we only have, mostly I must say, we have, I think and don't get me wrong as a personal level, but I think we have the worst of your production. We have all the the amphoras, we have the of course we have the Navy Flake, we have some of this, and then I tried this. So in general, there is this idea among Italian pipe smokers that MacBaren is just a mass market producer of low-end, inexpensive tobaccos. Then when I tried the HH, I was like blown away, and I was like, so they are also able of making this level of products. And the price is right, because I mean, at least in Germany, it's aligned to other products. And in my mind was like, why the importer, which is already importing MacBaren, does not also import the HH? And then I tried the bold Kentucky, and I mean, Italians love Kentucky for personal history, for the Toscana or whatever, but we don't have in Italy a good Kentucky for pipe. We have the Cimette, which is the cat of the cigars, but they're also pretty expensive for what we have. So I was totally blown away. So I decided to put this petition, even if a lot of people were telling me it's just wasting your time and whatever. And I mean, actually, I only got not many signatures. However, it was good to have a lot of energy around this tobacco. So many people started emailing you out of my control. I didn't know, and emailing. And so I wanted to ask you, as a selfish, were you surprised that some crazy guy in Italy was starting an online petition to get the HH tobaccos imported?
I was very much surprised.
Okay.
But as the father of the HH line, your initiative actually came as a help. Okay. Because now I have to be a little bit practical again.
Yeah. No, I don't think the petition moved any. I don't think that was the reason why they came. There are many more serious reasons. I don't think that at all. But the timing was right, let's say.
Yes, and it was a big stone that was lifted from the HH tobaccos.
Okay.
You have to remember, HH first saw the light of day in my brain. Then we got into products, and from my view, the HH tobacco should be in every country,
of course,
where we are selling pipe tobacco. Then on the opposite, we have trade, our export managers, who talks to the customers. And our customer in Italy do not import our tobaccos. Logista is doing that. That is the former monopoly.
Oh yeah, they're distributors. Yeah, they have warehouses and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So our partner in Italy is promoters.
Okay, I see.
But they have nothing to do with the import.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Before now.
Okay.
Because they are going to import it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And distribute it, not via Logista, because the numbers that are going to be sold are probably not that big.
Of course.
So they want to keep it in their own organization as a smaller offer, and
Okay.
that's how it's going to be.
Okay, nice.
So
Yeah.
you have, shall we say, product development on one side, and you have the trade on another side,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they don't always have the same idea of what to do.
Yeah, I mean
So
that makes sense. Uh-huh.
when you wrote me, I got so happy because then I had something I could send to trade and say,
Oh,
well,
okay.
I think you better start moving.
Okay, nice.
You see, it's not me pushing.
Of course.
It is the pipe smokers who want it.
Yeah.
So and then they start moving.
Okay, that's beautiful. Nice. Then I think, of
So
course, there's been a big price increase. For instance, from Samuel Gawith at the beginning of October, they increased the price a lot. So I think that also created a space that was not there before in the market. And I'm sure that also from a trade perspective, now makes more sense to import.
More sense to do it. Yeah.
I believe that's the main reason, but still.
And that is the problems I constantly have because my heart beats for pipe tobacco. And there are so many countries that I know they would do okay,
Yeah.
but they will not do fantastic.
Yeah.
And then trade say, well, then we don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, you have different kind of organizations, you have different kind of warnings, meaning you have to make everything new all the time. And it's not for all countries that's fit.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. That's part of the fact that it's so high regulated as a market, so it's very difficult. So it's very challenging. Do you know? You told me that 3 of them will come hopefully next year. I know it's a very long process. It's Italy, it's tobacco, so whatever it can be. But hopefully we will see them on the shelves next year. And I am trying to review them as much as I can. I just finished smoking the Pure Virginia, so this is also a spoiler for whoever follows my channel, because in a couple of weeks this one will come out. Do you know by any chance, probably not, or maybe you're not even able to declare them, which are those 3 that will come?
Without you hanging me if I say something wrong.
Okay.
I think the first 2 that will come off out of 3 will be the Rustica and will be the Old Dark Fired.
Beautiful. Okay. I was hoping the Bold Kentucky, but I hope that would be the 3rd one.
Yeah, and the 3rd one, I'm not sure.
Okay.
If it's going to be the Latakia Flake, the Pure Virginia, the Bold Kentucky, it's still open. Okay. Well, I hope it's going to be the Bold Kentucky, because I think that will be the most successful in Italy, because as I was mentioning, they love Kentucky, and that's so good as a tobacco. So I think it will be very successful. But I also actually loved the Pure Virginia, and I will tell more in my video. I think it's an amazing, unbelievable Virginia. I didn't expect it at all. I actually had low expectations, so I was totally blown away by the quality and the flavor of this Pure Virginia. So whatever comes, it's good. Let's see. I really hope it's gonna be very soon. Eventually, it will come.
Yeah. Okay.
It will come. Hopefully. All of them.
Beautiful.
But it will take some time.
Of course. Do you know by any chance, this was not in the list, if they will be in a tin or in the pouch as it is in UK? You don't know?
I hope they will be in a tin.
Okay.
Because it's not via Logista anymore. So it's already here. We are going for, shall we say, smaller quantities.
I see.
And I hope those will be tins.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe the pouch can be cheaper for a price to the consumer, so maybe could be.
It is much cheaper.
Yeah.
Because the tin itself, but also the hand packing of the tins.
I see. Okay. And are you able? I know that I'm not sure how much you can tell about your products. Can you tell something about the Rustica and the Old Dark Fired that very hopefully we will see in Italy? So we give some insight about the products to the consumers?
Old Dark-Fired is, as you mentioned, the small brother of the Bold Kentucky. And when we are talking a tobacco here with round about 60% Dark-Fired Kentucky, out of two regions, Africa and the Far East.
Okay.
A beautiful smoky note. Some even call it earthy.
Yeah.
But I know for sure we don't put any earth in it. but it's just how it's a very, very clean tobacco.
It is
to smoke.
Yeah.
The smoky note, you smoked it yourself. The smoky note is the predominant taste, and also scent for others.
Yeah.
But you also get this very down to earth taste.
Yeah, I found
I call it an honest tobacco.
Yeah, I found it actually quite sweet in a way, but not sweet in a Virginia way. It was like a dark kind of sweetness, which was very, very beautiful. So it was not as smoky as the Bold Kentucky or like can be a Latakia. It's just this mellow sweetness, very earthy, very nuttiness. It was so good. And actually, I'm having a lot of people, after my videos, a lot of people that had the chance to gather it from Germany. They're actually telling me, the Old Dark-Fired is even better than the Bold Kentucky, the way it tastes. That's of course subjective to own tastes, but it's while the Bold Kentucky, it's a lot of Kentucky, so you know what you can expect. You get a lot of Kentucky flavor, which is very distinctive. The Old Dark-Fired, it's very unique. I haven't smoked anything similar to it. Very, very unique kind of flavor.
And now I have to go back to the hot press. So we press the cakes, put them into our power press. When we close the doors, and that is heavy doors, we apply hydraulic pressure of 55 ton.
Yeah.
And at the same time, we add heat in form of steam. So.
And for how long?
When you make.
More or less. I know you don't want to say precise, but let's say it's a few days or it's a few hours.
Round about 4 hours. But then it has to stay in the press. For 2 days.
I see.
So it settles down, it cools down slowly, and so on. So what are we doing? If you make a Cavendish out of Virginia, for instance, the only thing you have to do is apply steam.
Oh, no pressure.
To make a Cavendish, a black Cavendish, it's just steam in form of humidity and temperature.
Okay.
And time. And when you got those three factors over a time of 24 hours, a golden Virginia turns black.
Yeah. Caramelizes.
Yes, and that is because we activate the natural sugar in the Virginia tobaccos. So when we hot press, we are doing a bit of the same.
Okay.
Because we add steam, we add heat. So we are using the sugars in the tobacco, in the Old Dark-Fired, for instance. We use about half of it.
Okay.
So it's not going to be bitey, it's not going to be anything but smooth.
It's not. Yeah, it's very, very smooth,
Yeah, the same is done with your pure Virginia.
Okay.
We use some of the sugars, but don't remove the taste. But the taste differences in all the Virginias we are using, they melt together and form a complete other unity than the tobaccos we put in.
So what's the role of what's the role of the pressure?
The pressure is to keep it together.
Okay.
Because after the hot pressing, after the cooling down period, we take all the cakes, put them on top of each other, and then with thick ropes, we bind the whole block together. Meaning, the pressure that the blocks have become, it stays in the blocks, and we store it for over 30 days. So we are sure when we remove the ropes, the cakes doesn't fall apart. But they stay together as a cake. That is, in my opinion, a flake should be a square piece of tobacco holding together. And that is
also
applied
there is
in that way.
And there's also one peculiarity which is actually only seen in MacBaren, which is, as far as my experience, also Gawit, but compared to the Americans, your flakes are much more pressed, thicker. When you open a tin, you have the flakes that are always perfect. They're not like disassembled. They're always perfect and perfectly cut. So there was an American friend that was telling me that you have some special machineries that no other brands have. I don't know, but that's
no. We are doing more or less the same way.
Okay.
But I think the big difference is time. How much time do we put into it?
I see. Okay.
And if you let them rest enough, then they stay together.
Okay.
I think that's the big difference.
Okay. So, and the second one is the Rustica, which is actually the latest addition to the HH line. It came out at the beginning of this year, if I'm not wrong, in Germany. Then it was released as a limited edition in the United States. I was able to get a couple of things this summer from Germany, from a friend from Germany. So I will smoke it pretty soon and try it on this channel. But what it's very particular is that you're using an ingredient that nobody else uses. So it's the Rustica. So tell us a little bit more, and now that we know that it's also very likely coming, tell us about, first of all, how did you come out with the idea of using the Rustica, which nobody else uses for pipe tobacco? Not even sure if somebody uses it for cigars, maybe. And tell us the challenge and the result, of course.
Yeah. First of all, the idea, and that is the funny thing with ideas, they came when it's not expected.
Of course.
So this idea first formed itself about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I was visiting the Jamestown settlement in Virginia, United States.
Okay.
If you have been looking at my film on YouTube about the Rustica, a lot of the pictures are made in Jamestown.
Okay.
Where I walked around for 2 days with a video camera and tried to shoot some good film. Telling about the Indians smoking this Nicotiana Rustica. Which is, in our way, a very heavy tobacco, very strong tobacco.
Yeah.
I'm walking around there and visiting the fort where that was after John Rove, but that's too long an explanation to get into now. Let's stick with the Indians. Then the idea came. It would be funny to work with this Rustica.
Yeah.
So I came back to Denmark, and 1 year later we started producing or preparing to produce chew bags. You know, these small bags you use oral.
Oh. These nasty
like snooze, but we used a blend with Nicotiana Rustica.
Okay.
So suddenly I could get my hands on the tobacco. So we started out, and it took round about almost 2 years to finish the blend, because at the first time we put too much Rustica in it.
Okay.
And when we tried to smoke it, first we were sweating and we almost fell down our chairs.
Yeah.
So that was a way of managing this very strong tobacco in the right proportions. And then the idea developed. I thought, if we're using the Rustica, why don't we use some of the first tobacco that the English produced in Jamestown? And that was what we today call dark Virginia.
Oh, okay.
That is a Virginia that is not flue cured, but it's air cured.
I see. Okay.
So we use that. And the only modern tobacco we used, well, it's from 1864, was just a little bit burly for the balance.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's only one thing to do. Create smoke. create smoke.
Okay.
And you correct all the time.
Yeah.
A little bit more of that, a little bit more of that, a little bit less of that, and so on. And it's only your tongue that can decide,
Okay, tells you
are
what
you
is the...
right now? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I promise you that tobacco was, it will never be my favorite.
No? Okay, so
But
it's not your own personal taste.
It's too strong.
Okay.
It's too strong. But I know there are a lot of people that loves a nicotine hit.
Mm-hmm.
And they get it.
Okay.
They normally I say, have a good supper and then smoke afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. So
Never
let me
do
just
it on empty stomach.
let me just close the window because I mean there is a dog barking. Don't know. But the question at this point is. You mentioned also earlier when we did some chat that you are, of course, in a very professional manner, not always developing products as you like them, according to your own taste, and that's perfectly. I mean, that's how a professional operates. How can you? How can I say? Be happy with the result. Know that you reached the objective or the good result that you're happy with, if it's not something entirely aligned to your tastes.
Well, let's stick with the Rustica.
Uh-huh.
Because the challenge was, I knew we are going to make a strong tobacco. I also knew we have to make a strong tobacco that wasn't lethal. I didn't want my pipe smokers to fall down the chairs. So it has to be balanced in strength. And the second one was it has to be balanced in taste. And the result was you are getting a tobacco where it's rather, I would say, pleasant to smoke. It is pleasant to smoke, but it's a sneaker because suddenly you start feeling the nicotine.
Okay.
And it's coming. Now we are back to pH value. If you're smoking a Virginia, you don't take that much nicotine out of the smoke as when you're smoking a neutral pH or an alkalic. That is why one of the good advice for cigar smokers, never inhale. Because you take so much nicotine out of the smoke. That is how the human body functions. And the Rustica, we are using a sun-dried Rustica. That was actually like the Indians dried it at that time.
Oh, sun-dried.
But then we are sun-dried, yes. They were just hanging it in the sun. Then we are using dark Virginia, meaning that is an accurate pH value 7. And we are using Burley, pH value 7. And these two, the last two, are the majority of the tobaccos. So it's a more neutral, so you get a lot of nicotine out of it, compared to a Virginia smoke. So that was a matter of balancing that.
And is this Rustica sourced in Virginia? They do still harvest there, cultivate this very particular tobacco?
No. We had to go to the Far East because the Philippines, they also do a lot of it in Brazil, where they're smoking locally made pipe tobacco, but it's extremely strong.
Oh yeah, probably the famous ROP that they make.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
When the Rustica came out, and I say, well, it's a brutal one. I had some pipe smokers from Brazil say, no, it's not. and then I asked, what are you smoking? And that was the Rustica in the road. I said, okay, I understand.
Okay.
Then it's just a small pleasure for Sunday morning. But, yeah.
Okay.
So, but the Rustica is also hot pressed. But you have to remember the Rustica is sun cured.
Okay.
So it doesn't contain that much natural sugar as Virginia's.
Okay.
But it still still start a little bit this pressing Cavendish process and melts the taste together. And that was also, so it's when you smoke it, it's a pleasant. I don't know if you have smoked it already.
No, not yet. I have a thing because I only smoke one tobacco at a time.
Okay.
So I always I start the tin, I go to the end of it. So I haven't yet. I will have it. I don't have it with me now. I think I will have it in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then please email me in 1 month, just to make a sign that you still is among
Alive.
the living.
Okay. Yeah, I actually had a few issues. I had a few issues with the Bold Kentucky, I must tell you.
Yeah.
Because it's a sneaky kind of tobacco. It's very tasty. You smoke it. It's very nice. And then sometimes I made the mistake. Then I learned. I stopped of doing another smoke after maybe 1 hour. Anyway, a pretty short time. And then after the second hit, I was like really done.
Yeah.
So
your depots were filled up.
Yeah, because it's different. Because for instance, the pure Virginia, it has some nicotine. It's not as strong, but it's very satisfying as a smoke. So even if I smoked it, then I don't feel the willingness of smoking again for a few hours, just because it's so satisfying for me. With the Bold Kentucky, that was not the case. I would be happy to smoke again in a short period of time. I loved it, but then the nicotine was too strong. So in a couple of occasions, I was really, just before going to bed, and I couldn't sleep, and I felt like very, very bad. So it was like being heavy drunk. But I learned from it.
Yeah, I have talked to a lot of pipe smokers who have had the Rustica, and a lot of them say, well, it's on the same level as the Bold Kentucky. It's just another kind of tobacco. You have more floral issues, but not for something we put into the tobacco, but the tobacco itself. It's a little bit floral in taste.
Okay.
But make your own experience.
Yeah, I will definitely. Nice. So so there was also in the HH line, there was the Acadian Perique, which I hadn't had the chance to purchase in United States. Now I believe it's discontinued. At least I don't see it any longer in the MacBaren website, if I'm not wrong. Is that because you are working on a purest Virginia Perique? Because that was a mix. It was not a pure Virginia Perique.
Also, I am under the laws of management. And if they say, well, this is only for 2 markets and the sales are not that big, then they are getting delisted.
Okay.
But again, if we delist something, we open up for something new. And just to satisfy your curiosity, there will in spring be a tobacco in United States as a limited edition. It will be a coin,
nice.
which contains Perique.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll make sure to get it. I'll be there.
Yeah, we just I just approved it 14 days ago, so we're ready to go for that one.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So what is the old saying? Something have to die before something new approach. So yeah. Also in tobacco.
Sometimes it's for the better. Who knows? Sometimes it is.
At least it is different. Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, we were able to go through all my questions, unbelievably.
Well, you just got me hot now.
And one last question that maybe it's maybe interesting for the viewers. Do you have a favorite blend, yours from MacBaren or from anybody else in general that you absolutely love and admire?
Well, I'm a Virginia guy.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, when I made the pure Virginia, my first go-to tobacco was Virginia Flake
Okay.
for many years.
Mm-hmm.
I tried everything else. I started out with my father's tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
which was a mix of dark twist, of
Okay.
3 nuns,
Mm.
and red players. There
Okay.
were 3 different tobacco he mixed together.
Mm.
And I promise you, that was heavy,
Yeah.
real heavy, when you start as 15 smoking a pipe. So I quickly decided that is not my taste.
Okay.
So I went for Virginia tobaccos, tried the Virginia number 1, Virginia Rose, all the Virginias in Denmark, and ended up with Virginia Flake
Mm-hmm.
until I made pure Virginia.
Okay, which is
Then
very good.
it changed.
Okay.
Yeah. And then came the Amphora Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and that is I would say, that is my go-to tobacco because it's easy to fill in the pipe.
Yeah.
You can do it when you talk or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm sitting down and
Mm-hmm.
I have all the time in the world, then it's
Uh-huh.
pure Virginia.
Okay.
So I'm a Virginia guy.
Did you develop the Amphora Virginia or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Well, we
Nice.
took a little bit of the experience from pure Virginia, but altered some of the tobaccos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very
So
well appreciated in
Amphora,
Italy. So as I was mentioning it to
yeah,
you earlier, I didn't like it as much. To me, it's not so sweet as I like Virginia, and it lacks to my own taste that evolution and depth in the kind of smoke.
yeah.
But at the same
There's
time, many people commented the videos saying that they love it, it's great, and also I mean for the price
yeah.
point you cannot really complain. So.
No, and again, we're back to every pipe smoker has his own preferences,
Mm-hmm.
and should have.
Mm.
Because I'm convinced that Amphora Virginia, pure Virginia, is my favorite.
Yeah,
I'm also aware it may not be the whole world
of course.
that agrees with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
that's
I do
why
agree with
some of the
you.
best.
I do agree with you, and maybe many people may think that I'm just saying this because I did the petition and whatever. But I was actually very surprised. I will tell more about this in a video dedicated to it. I was very
Yeah,
surprised by this pure Virginia. Very
yeah.
surprised. So.
And the lack of depth, what you miss in Amphora
Mm-hmm.
Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
is
You have
probably
it in.
because, yeah, we cut down on the red Virginias
Mm.
compared to pure Virginia. So it's more
Interesting.
soft Virginias that are in Amphora Virginia.
I see.
I will not say and by soft, it's not less quality. It's still quality tobaccos,
Yeah.
but it's a different kind.
Absolutely.
So
Okay.
Virginia is not just Virginia; it's a complete world of taste.
It is. Yeah, I'm always, I think I mentioned it several times in my videos. I'm always blown away by how just a single tobacco can give you so much and can give you so much
Yeah,
differences depending on how you treat it, how you age it, how how you process it. If it's in flake, if it's ribbon, and it's just Virginia. You can also, I mean, you mentioned you can use different varieties, of course, but you can also use just one, and still be surprised by how much is giving you.
we have around about 80 different Virginias in our warehouse.
Wow.
Origins in different continents. We split it into 2 groups. We have what we call flavor Virginia, that is probably in your vocabulary is red Virginia,
Okay.
and then we have because they add flavor, they add taste to the blend, and then we have the filler, which adds a little bit of flavor, not much, but it's there, and that is the main purpose, to be there.
Yeah.
And there are smokers who love red Virginia, and there are smokers who said, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So it's never to say. It's never to say.
Absolutely, that's totally true. Well,
So,
thank you very much for your time. At the end of the day, it's I think almost 2 hours, so it's a big time that I took from your morning. So thank you for your kind availability. But it was a very, very, at least for my end, a very nice chat with you.
And for me as well. And now you just got me started. Now I have to find out what I do this afternoon.
Okay.
There's a lot more items that could be discussed. So
okay.
Yeah,
nice.
But thank you for letting me doing
Absolutely.
this, and I hope
all my pleasure.
Some of the information can be used. And I'm looking forward to
just one question just one question that I'm sure somebody will ask me, because Italians are very proud of their own Kentucky. It's something that I always make jokes about.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is popular also in Denmark or elsewhere in the world, but in Italy, anytime you talk about the tobacco, there will be somebody saying, "Oh, you know what? I add grinded Toscano to it, and it's beautiful." So it's like people loves Kentucky. Since you mentioned you have many varieties of tobaccos in your own warehouse, do you source MacBaren in general any Kentucky from Italy as well?
No, we don't have any Italian.
Okay. It's okay. It was just
again because we haven't had any tradition for doing that.
Yeah.
And if we have to source something out of Italy, we have to make a complete new blend.
Okay.
Because it will probably not fit into Old Dark Fried, Bold Kentucky, or one of the others.
Absolutely.
So we have to create something completely new.
Yeah. No, again, it's a question that just came to my mind because, for instance, Cornell and Deal, they do the limited edition, the San Sepolcro, that they use Italian Kentucky. So, there is a lot of, so I just wanted to ask this question for the Italian viewers, because I'm sure that somebody will ask if there is any Italian Kentucky in the Bold Kentucky or in anywhere else, just because there is this local pride.
Yeah. You asked me a question a while back. How the ideas occur, how I get new ideas. Well, this was just an example.
Okay, nice.
So
beautiful.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, why not? If you get the chance to travel to Italy, you can source even at the tobacco shop, so small boxes of raw Italian Kentucky, and maybe you get inspired from that. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I have been in. Now I have to take care because I have to pronounce it in Italian. Cagli Pipe Festival in
Cagli, yes.
Yeah, I've been there the last 3 years.
Nice.
Was planning to go this year as well, but you all know what happened.
Yeah, it was moved to the beginning of September. I went there anyway, but I mean, it was just very few people. Of course, it's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it's back to shall we say normal status, I'm sure I will be there again.
Nice. And you go by yourself, or you go with some other Danish?
No, I go with our importer.
Oh, okay.
We have a couple of tables and tobacco and all day talking tobacco.
Beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. One thing I say, I went to Cagli, I think 3 or 4 times. This year was an exception, but one thing that I like about Cagli is that, usually it's, even the exhibition, it's spread around the city, right? Usually you have tables in the street, and it's full of pipe smokers. So everybody is with a pipe in the mouth. So it seems like everybody in the world smokes pipe, It's only the only occasion in which you see everybody with a pipe in their mouth.
Yeah, everybody smokes pipe until you leave that city.
Exactly.
then you're back into the normal world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. Thank you very much. I'm so happy about this.
My pleasure.
So I'm grateful for your time and for your availability. It was a great chat. Of course, we will stay in touch. I will share with you my opinion about the Rustica as soon as I try it.
Would be very interested. Yes.
And thank you again.
My pleasure. And stay safe and happy smoke.
I will. Thank you. You do the same.